What is up, guys? We are live here with Pro Play Games, and we're back with yet another 8-man daily finals, and we have Spike Brothers versus Novas, two decks that are my top two right now, and we're looking at finally from the Spike Brothers perspective, and he's gonna keep a 3-drop here. Honestly, I don't like one, keeping heal triggers, and two, keeping grade 3s in my hand, but that's just me. I don't know. Everybody, obviously, he's here and I'm not, so that means he's obviously doing something correct. So, like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, new to the Card Fight Vanguard Zero content, we do host officially supported Bushiroad events every single day, it seems like. You have the little schedule of events right there on the overlay. You can find out more on ppgeventmanagement.com. You'll be able to have a plethora of different events to keep you busy and win some officially supported prizes like some gacha tickets. Who doesn't love some free in-store packs? And if you guys haven't heard, there's a new support system for those of you who want to host your own independent events. You can actually do so. Those will be limited to once per month, so you can play in both ours and theirs, of course, to double up on the free gacha support that's being out there. I mean, such a great way to support the game. Shout out again to Bushiroad and the team over there at Vanguard Zero for such excellent support. So he's going to use his 0 grade rear guard here really early. He's going to get himself a perfect guard. So the perfect guard sentinel there, he's going to be able to hold up and maybe stack up some more in hand. He really just wants to make sure that he's not checking it off his drive checks. And he has it nice and safe in his hand. So he's going to go ahead and do that. He has the... man, I always forget his name. That grade 1 right below the Vanguard. I'm a personal fan of that card. I don't see a lot of people play him. But it does, remember, play you any card from the deck really effectively. So we're going to go ahead and see an attack here straight at the Vanguard with his grade 2. He doesn't have... If you look at his hand, he actually only has one more grade 2 in his hand. And he decided not to play it as a rear guard because he knew he wasn't going to connect. So he's going to save it for a big turn, which I don't blame him. It wasn't a big turn there, so he definitely kept it. We do have an awkward perspective, by the way, here. You'll still be able to see the damage down by the corners, right below the character if you want to look at the damage, but you won't be able to see an oversight of the damage, which I'm not a fan of this view, but this is how this player was recording his screen during this finals. And it looks like he's playing some draw triggers. I wouldn't be shocked if he's playing all draw triggers and 4 heal triggers. It seems to be the route that a lot of these competitive players have been taking. And I'm not going to say it's 100% correct. It really does depend on the deck. If you already have a lot of draw power like OTT does, you have that flexibility to actually use those triggers as maybe stand triggers instead. And he's going to go ahead and... Interestingly enough, he's gonna ride the grade 3, which is obviously better in the Vanguard position, but he kept this one right here, the maximum juggernaut that he's gonna put up there in the front rear, or maybe not. He kept that in his hand, which is weird, because you would expect if you keep a grade 3, that's the one that you want to ride in your Vanguard. But instead, he goes with obviously the much better, I believe, card in the Vanguard, which is this grade 3 that he has. The name escapes me, but he's very good because of a few reasons. If he attacks and checks a grade 3, you can actually play that grade 3 for free in an open area. So he's actually going to go ahead and play that maximum juggernaut because that's going to be able to go back into the deck and free up that slot. Just so that when he attacks with his Vanguard, he has the opportunity to get something to replace that maximum juggernaut that he's going to put back in the deck right there with the Soul Blast ability. He's going to go ahead and put it back in deck, free up that spot, and hopefully with his Vanguard, he'll be able to hit a grade 3 off the top to kind of self-replace what he lost. And remember, that is a heal trigger on the maximum juggernaut, so it's going to go back into the deck. So he's kind of like replenishing a heal, which is probably a reason why he actually kept it in his starting hand, because Maximum Juggernaut does have the ability to jump itself back into the deck. And as you can see here, he's activating his ability to Counter Blast and summon any battle card from the deck. And he's going to choose to go with a grade 2 Interceptor, which is interesting because remember, if he would have hit something off his off his Vanguard there, he wouldn't have been able to put it in that specific position. He would have had to put it in the supporting rearguard role right below the Panther. So, interesting, even though that still would have been a fine application, because that would have... obviously, the opponent has to get through that Panther or Sentinel in order to actually deal any damage to the Vanguard. So, he would have had a grade 3 ready to go in the rearguard position for the next turn. So, he kind of set himself up. He didn't bank it all on his Vanguard actually triggering, which I like. We're going to see a Trans Riser from the Nova Grappler player after he has his Perfect Riser set up there, and he's going to go ahead and put another Perfect Riser in the rearguard position with no extra boost, just using it for his chunky 11k base, which is pretty damn big. The Perfect Riser in the Vanguard currently has double crit with 23k attack. That is a one beefy boy. He'll only be able to attack once, though. Unless there's a stand trigger. Even if there is a stand trigger, it won't be able to stand that exact unit. He's going to go ahead and give the boost to his rearguard unit. And because it is lethal, he's going to be able to... Spike Brothers is going to be able to trigger off or fire off that Perfect Guard that he searched at the beginning of the game. And now he still has a second one. So things aren't looking very good here. He is going to be able to fill up his rearguard, both rearguard spots here. But I don't think it's enough because he needs to kill his opponent, and Nova Grappler's still at 3. 3 out of 6 life. He's halfway dead. There's still a long way to go. He still has to clear through this Sentinel. Let's see if he hits a grade 3 off the top. And he does! He gets the draw trigger and the boost. That's going to be able to come down for him in that rearguard position, and that's going to be able to connect that Vanguard. So he has minimum 2 Vanguard hits here. He might have 3 because this ability right here is going to be able to net him back into the deck and play another unit from hand. So he's going to go ahead and jump that grade 3 back and play another Sentinel here. And that's going to be able to connect as well because that rearguard has 11k power, which is pretty beefy. It's a pretty beefy boy. Unfortunately, his grade 3 that he got off the top was not big enough to connect with anything. If it was an 11k base, he would have been able to lead with that, but unfortunately he was not. So he's just going to have to stay there and really do nothing. He can't intercept, he can't defend. He's just only good for offense, but not very good offensively if he doesn't have a supporting rearguard to boost him into these beefy Perfect Risers. 11k base is huge. That's pretty much as big as you can get without any type of extra boost for a grade 3. You can see how 10 grades can, those 10Ks can get walled pretty easily here. And he's going to go ahead and lay it all on the table because he knows that this is probably the kill turn. The Spike Brothers player is still at 3 life, but he does have a Perfect Guard in hand with one Interceptor. He's going to take down that Interceptor with ease here. And he does have this Lion that's going to be able to restand his Gunner, actually. So his Lionheart is going to go ahead and restand the Gunner. The Gunner is going to be able to hit 21, which is pretty significant. Let's see if he goes with Vanguard first or with Gunner first. I would assume he's going to go with Gunner first. But we'll see. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to close the game here because he does, the Spike Brothers player does have a Perfect Guard, which he's going to trigger right here. Ooh, and an offensive heal trigger that's going to be able to help him live. He's going to go to 4 now, so maybe he survives even if he doesn't win here. And yeah, Perfect Guard's going to be triggered on that Vanguard swing. And knowing that he can't win this turn, he's going to actually go towards the potential offensive unit, and he's going to draw into another Perfect Guard here, which is okay. It's not the best. He probably would have liked an offensive unit instead, but I think because this is probably the kill turn, and all he has to do is deal 2 damage through 0 interceptors, I think he uses that Perfect Guard as a boosting supporting unit, and that's probably what he's pausing to think about right now, because he can actually close out the game. Remember, it is important to note that the opponent, I don't believe, has used a single perfect guard, and he's sitting with 3 cards in hand. So the chances of him actually being able to fight through this are not the best. He's probably checking all areas right now, and he's trying to see, is this even feasible? I believe he does have the opportunity to activate his Dan. I believe the supporting rear guard for the Vanguard. I believe he still has an activation for that, and he also has the Vanguard being able to just get lucky off the top, hitting a trigger. We'll see if he actually does, though. No luck. But he should be able to play a unit from deck, I believe. No, doesn't have it. No, cannot play a unit from deck because he did not have enough damage to flip down. He's going to go ahead and attack the Vanguard, or the rear guard here, because he knows that he cannot win through perfect guards, and it's pretty much just a wasted effort if he goes at the Vanguard and just does nothing. So he rather, instead of doing that, just attack and take down a potential aggressive unit. And now he does still need to fight through with 2 damage. He needs to fight through a interceptor here, and he's going to have to fight through this perfect guard that he has in hand. And he's going to go ahead and check triggers left in deck here, see the chances of him actually surviving this turn. And he's going to have to divert 1 attack here to the interceptor, Nova Grappler is, and then he'll have 2 chances at the Vanguard. One of them will be stopped, though, by this perfect guard. So we'll see what he decides to lead with. I would assume he probably leads with Vanguard. Yeah, and there it goes. The perfect guard will trigger on another offensive heal here. So that's going to potentially give him another turn of life. We'll see if it's enough, though. Ooh. Perfect guard coming in clutch. Will he attack here? Probably. I don't think there's an issue with attacking here. I don't think there's a downside, really, from swinging at Vanguard and putting your opponent at 5. But remember, it does give your opponent the chance. It does give the Spike Brothers player a chance to activate a trigger. So he realizes that, and he does. He does draw a trigger there. So he would have actually been able to hit that defensively, and instead has to draw it for turn. So that was a super heads-up play. It's crazy how the cards worked out in his favor there, because that would have been a huge heal defensively there for the Spike Brothers player, and unfortunately just becomes almost like a dead draw at this point. And he's actually, interestingly enough, he's going to go with the Juggernaut first, even though his Vanguard, he's putting it all on hitting a trigger here. Actually, no, he's 17 anyways. He hits it regardless. And the 3-drop, which is going to be able to be played in his rear guard position for free with a boost. So that's going to be a 21 base. So as long as the opponent doesn't hit a trigger here, but a Sentinel's going to come down. He still has 2 cards in hand. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. I think he should have another Sentinel. No, he does not. No Sentinel. Is he going to take it? Oh my God, such a good game. Spike Brothers wins it.